Welcome to Season 3 of the Casual Camping Podcast, your home for the best camping discussion both in and out of the field. Here are your hosts, Tim and Aid.
Hello and welcome to another fascinating Casual Camping Podcast. I'm Aid.
And I'm Tim. Are we fascinating? Are we? I'm not sure.
Yeah, well.
I think we are.
Tim, people fall asleep to our podcast, I've heard.
Not so. So one of our listeners, last week's episode was about windy camping and it gets released at 4 a.m. GMT. And they happened to be up listening to it. They thought they'd fall asleep, but they were compelled to stay listening to the whole lot. I mean, hey, windy camping was an adventure though, wasn't it?
It was. And not for the faint-hearted, to be honest. There was peril there.
Yes.
It was peril with a beautiful view.
There was definitely danger, Will Robinson. It's
And I've got an update as well. You know, I had one of the tie-down corners of my tent that came off.
Yeah.
Contacted Robins. They've asked for pictures and going to do something about it.
That's brilliant. You see, quality company there.
Yeah. So, yeah, I've got to send pictures, got to fill out a little form. They might go, what do you expect us to do? But they've at least responded and go, let us know what it is. You know,
yeah.
What a great company.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think if I had a big rip in it, I wouldn't be contacting them to go, oh, look, because you pitched in a 40, you know, but actually the stitching coming away on a tie-down bit is a different matter. That shouldn't happen.
Yeah. And it was the tie-down that was on the floor at the corner. So it wasn't even like a tie-down off you know, the angled roof or anything like that where it was taking a lot of strain. You don't expect that tie-down on that corner to kind of go. So it was surprising that you got damage in that area. But what a brilliant company Robins is for doing that.
So yeah, I mean, you know, I'm not sure if they say, oh, can you package it up and send it back to us? I'll be that bothered. but you know.
And they don't make that tent anymore, do they?
They don't make that tent. So I'm like, yeah, I'm not sending this back. I'm keeping a hold of it. It's still good.
Yeah.
I just wonder. And my initial contact with them was, what should I do about it? This has happened over the weekend. What would your advice be? And so that's, yeah. So we're in discussions.
That's nice. That's a really lovely way to make contact with a company then, with a supplier or a manufacturer, because you're not going, oh, your thing failed and I'm so upset and I'm angry from Anglesey. You know, you've gone, this has happened. Can you give me some advice about what I should do to rectify it? You're not asking for anything other than some knowledge and advice, and
you know,
from that you've got a conversation going. So well done.
Yeah, I mean, if they say we'll fix it, well, I'll then just weigh up. Do I want the hassle of packaging everything up to send it off? Or can I just fix it myself? And essentially, I think that's probably the easiest thing. It's a bit of stitching. I'm quite a handy guy, so, you know.
You're good with the old needle and thread, aren't you?
Oh, well, yeah, you see. I can put my hand to anything, Tim. Anything. There's a challenge.
All right, listeners, message in what you'd like Ed to put his hands to. Let's get a list going. This could be fun.
Okay, wait on a second. I'm no good at stripping. Both versions. Paper or clothes.
Or paper clothes.
They're Velcro pants.
that you've not washed and you've worn for a week in a camping field.
I'll tell you what, the last time we were away, I was in that shower morning, noon, and night. I thought I better keep, like, it's a joke that I don't wash, but actually I do.
I know, but it's just comedy gold, Ed.
Oh, it's comedy gold. Well, you know. So yeah. So I thought that was really good of them, and they might just go, well, nothing, but hey ho.
Yeah.
So I believe that you might have a couple of shout outs.
We've
had some reviews.
We've had some reviews come in, listeners. Somebody's taken the time to write some stuff. This is by the Eternal Bedwetter. I'm not making this up.
Well done. Well done for owning that.
Yeah, yes. Well done. Gosh, good Lord. Probably doesn't, if that's their handle on like dating sites as well, they probably don't get a lot of hits.
I bet they do, you know. I bet it'd be like Miyagi people go, ooh.
I like a bedwetter.
I was trying to think of another way to, but yeah, no, it just bedwetting. Well done, anyway.
So they have said, I love these guys. My life is an endless round of work, doing my house up and buying expensive gear, camper vans, which I never get round to using. I actually look forward to a Friday now for these guys. My order of play is always Adam Buxton, Louis Theroux, Aidan, Tim. I don't know who the other people are, but obviously
who are them nobodies.
And then he goes, or is it Tim and Ed? Listening to these two is like wearing a new pair of slippers, sorrel ones, a thoroughly deserved 5-star mediocre review.
Oh. Well, may your sheets forever be wet.
And not yellow. Oh, gosh. We've then got another one.
2 in 1 week.
I know. This is Mickey GXYZ.
Mickaz.
Mixy Jig Jazz.
It's good with cement.
We'll just call him Postcrete from now on. It's I feel somehow compelled to leave this mediocre 5-star review because if you listen at 2 times the speed, that's the maximum, you really can't make them get to the point any faster. The mindful minute sounds like 30 seconds of sizzling bacon. I wouldn't mind, but I'm vegan. Oh, dear. We do try. We're trying to be snappier. We're trying to be
snappier, yeah. And have you tried the this bacon? That's vegetarian. I think it's vegan. And to be, it's about 50% as good as real bacon, but it was quite a good stab for me. I thought they'd done quite well.
I might bring out a like another version and just call it that bacon. You've got this bacon, I'll have that bacon, and then we'll have t'other bacon as well, and we'll corner the market in fake bacon.
Tim. Bacon.
This, that, and t'other bacon.
Well, you have my commiserations for not eating bacon, but thank you very much.
Yeah. So I invented a bacon aftershave years ago. I didn't. I had the thought. I didn't actually go ahead and make it, but I just,
I could just see you with like little test tubes going, not quite enough.
Needs to be more bacony. But women would be all over you if
you've gone too far. It's scratchings. Turn the scratchings down a little bit. Kick that around the floor, will you, please?
It needs to be more like rashes. What are they? I've forgotten the name of them.
Rizzlers.
Oh, no, that's someone else as well.
That's something entirely different.
Rizzlers. Frazzles. There you go. An up to date comedy snack. Frazzles. So taking us back to the
well, you see, so I've actually tried because my better half is vegetarian, and this bacon with frazzles in it, really, really bacony, really, really bacony.
Are Frazzles vegetarian then? Or have they got actual
Yeah,
bacon in? Or have
no,
you just
vegetarian.
not told her?
No, I don't do that. But yeah, I think that's the eternal worry of anybody that's vegetarian or vegan.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
No.
I think when the world goes to crap, and it will do, there's going to be a fight out between vegans and vegetarians. Lily was saying that when everybody started getting into veganism, they didn't take another meat product off the menu. They took a vegetarian, made it vegan, and she was
Yeah.
like disgusted by it.
I
I
love
was
it
like,
when
well, just don't touch the meat stuff, okay?
yeah, I do love it when vegetarians are disgusted by vegans too. Sorry to anyone who is a vegan. I'm sure
Yeah, no,
it's
it's
delightful. I'm sure it's delightful. And you will outlive
yeah.
us all. You will outlive
You've made
all
some
of
good
us.
choices there. You've made some good choices.
They've made choices. Let's agree on that. They've made choices. What are we talking about this weekend? Let's go.
Right.
Skip
Well,
over that. We've
we
probably just lost Mickey Jazz. It's hopefully not. Hopefully not. It's what are we talking about this week?
we're
Most
talking about what bit of kit is letting you down. How do you go through the choices of upgrading? So I think we talk about it many times within the show. I find something new, then I come up with the excuse as to why I need it that might get then passed by the other half, and then buy it and go, right. But I also go out camping, and sometimes things let me down.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that's not worked as well as I thought it would this time. And I think I'm forever visualizing what will make the next camping trip perfect.
Yeah. I you're the eternal chaser of the shiny new thing. And
Yeah.
I love that about you because it means you're forever searching, you're ever forever looking on the internet and sending me stuff that you found, which I absolutely love because I'm not the eternal searcher of the shiny new thing. I've kind of made my purchases. I've stuck my flag in the ground, and this is how I'm camping. And eventually it will change, but it takes me much longer to kind of get
Yeah.
either tired or wear something out. It's than it does you. But I love seeing all the new stuff, and sometimes I'll stick it in my shopping bag and kind of leave it there for a while. But if I leave it there a few days, I'd normally convince myself, no, I don't actually need, that camper
the
van.
the old shopping bag two step.
Yeah, yeah. If you leave it in a couple of days, you will convince yourself most of the time that you don't need it. It's
Well, you see, I pop it in the shopping bag sometimes. So Amazon's a dodgy one to pop it in your shopping bag because you can check out really quickly there.
Yeah.
I've done that a couple of times. But yeah, other ones, I've had some good luck with it where I popped in the shopping bag just to see what like shipping would be. Something was being sent through from France. And then they went, oh, we've noticed it's in your shopping bag. Have free shipping on us. I was like, don't mind if I do. That was 10 quid. So yeah, so there are those things. But I just was thinking about, obviously, we're going to a show next week, which we'll talk about in a bit. So as my mind was thinking about that, it was all the things that I'm hoping to see, like the many shows that we've been to already. And then I start to sort of critique my kit. Years ago, it was all about tents. It was all about, and it's still all about tents, don't get me wrong, but I've got a nice selection of tents. And then I've moved on to other things, so cooking station. And it was all that thing of me getting a little bit older and realizing that I'm either bent double, sat in a chair trying to cook bacon to those that cook bacon. But yeah, it was like, oh, this is ridiculous. Why am I sat double here? Why don't I have a table? What kind of table would I want? Oh, and then you just get to see. And I've bought tables. I've got an old 1970s card table that I take sometimes, not always. And yeah, I don't feel like I've ever really sort of hit peak. I know what my table situation would be. I keep my eye out. And then I also have things where I go, if that comes down to a certain price in any kind of sale, I'm having it. So there's those things that then surprise me because I go, oh, that's a good price because I've been looking at that for a while.
Yeah, so. I do that. That's when I will kind of pull the trigger on something. If it drops down, I kind of go, well, it's come down to a good price. And I was looking at that 2 months ago, and I wouldn't have been looking at it if I didn't really need it. And then I get it. You're looking. I mean, we're both looking to next week. But actually, I'm doing an awful lot of looking back to 2 weeks ago when we were in the camping field and it was really windy and it was a really testing trip, and it was a multi-day trip. I did 4 nights in the end. Didn't manage 5 nights because it was bad. But I've really kind of reflected on my gear and kind of gone through each piece and thought about, how did that perform? What was that like? And is there anything that needs either replacing, or is there anything that needs upgrading, or actually do I need to scrap anything completely? And I'm struggling, to be honest. I took the 4-meter bell. It stood up to some incredible wind and has not got a single mark on it. I am so impressed with that tent. That was from the Canvas tent shop, and the same guys that do Winterwell.
Great guys and gals.
Yeah, great guys and gals. I've been down to their showroom. They are great, and I have to say that, and we said this before. We'll say it again very quickly. We're not sponsored. I didn't get a discount on that. I paid for it. I bought it. I saw it. I liked it. I bought it. I'm just shouting out that actually they gave really good customer service and they're really nice guys. It's such a well built tent. I really like the geometry of it. It's got a higher peak than most other 4-meter bell tents, and it means I can properly stand up in it. We've had some videos on socials this week that have shown me standing up in that tent, and there's loads of space in it. So from a tent point of view, I was really impressed with it. Yeah, the sleeping system I took was the Monster Mat, the Zempire Monster Mat, and I'd probably say I put that up wrong. It does advise you to blow extra air into it, but actually after the first night, we had to let a load of air out because it was too hard. It was too firm. So we let a bit of air out of it. And what are you saying? What are you laughing at?
I was just like...
me fat?
No, it was just the rigidity of your sleeping mat, bedroom kind of talk, and it was like too hard. So make of it what you will. I was just smirking away. The little child in me,
So in the gutter. It's yes, I was too hard. It's the monster was too hard. Oh, stop it now. Enough. But other than that, it was really comfortable. I took too much stuff, is what but I knew that was going to be the case.
So I don't think. So I've been considering that because it is, thinking about next week's show, next week podcast listeners, we're going to be talking about what we saw at the show, and this is a retailer's show, so it's not for purchasing. So we're going to talk about what's going to be available. And famously, Tim saw the Jetball Genesis a year ago and didn't tell me about it until May this year.
This is the show that you as listeners can't get to. It's the show
we're going to go for you. We're going to go for you. Yes, you're welcome, listeners. You know, it's a trial. We know, but you know, we're just going to do that. But yeah, I don't think you took too much because you take, like me, the things that you want to use. I think it's more about the how far do I have to drag it to my car? That is the thing that's starting to bother me about. We've been to a few sites, and you know, it's 100 meters to. You can't pull up at your tent. You've got to carry things in or wheelbarrow them in or whatever it is. And that's the bit that's starting to bug me a little bit.
Yeah, I am on the lookout for some kind of a collapsible trolley that will take a decent weight. And I did notice in Aldi, the cheap supermarket here in the UK, in their central Isle of Tat, they did have a sack truck for £10, which I thought, and you know they fold completely flat. So I thought, I could get that.
You wouldn't have had space for that though. I mean, it'd have gone on the roof rack, wouldn't it?
It'd have had to go on the roof. Yeah. It's I mean, ordinarily I won't take 2 cool boxes. You know, I have to say that Dometic did great, absolutely brilliant. That you know, that everything that was in there was still really cold on the last night. It was brilliant. I can't think of anything that let me down. You know, the windbreak was outstanding. The chairs, the tables, everything I took, I thought was brilliant. I loved getting all my toys out. It was great. The only thing that I'm kind of thinking of upgrading, you know, getting back on topic, I suppose, is my power system. So I've got the little tiny Jackery 100, which ordinarily for any sort of weekend camping trip for me is all I need, because all I charge up is my phone and some lights, and it's great, and it's got solar panels. It's just a brilliant piece of kit. But with my other half being with us, we could have really done with something that had a 3-pin plug, because she does like to do her hair in the morning, and so I kind of need a bigger powers thing that's going to take a proper plug that she can plug a hairdryer in or some straighteners or something like that in. So I'm using that entirely as an excuse that I need to go and get myself another power station.
Yeah. And I think, so I went to Wales last year, and that was the exact same thing. You know, we're in unfamiliar roads. We're in a place that the Wi-Fi isn't there, so your phone is constantly trying to get a signal.
Yeah.
It just drains the battery, and you need maps when you're out there. There'll be lots of people out there, and I do agree, you know, switch things off wherever you can do. But actually, if you're exploring and things, those are the devices that you need an awful lot.
Yeah.
And just a quick tip there, Tim, those smaller ones that you've got to make sure. So I had to reset mine after trying to, Lily tried to use a hairdryer with it because they pull too much. So you've got to go for one of those extra steps up, not just the ones that have.
Well, the one I'm looking at, and you'll like this. This. Not a lot. There you go, up-to-date TV reference to our UK listeners, but you will like this. So I really like the EcoFlow River 3, and I like it because I like the size of it. It's about sort of 10 centimeters, probably 3.5 inches high, and it's roughly the size of a laptop looking down on top of it. So it's squat on the floor. It's got all the connectivity that I would need, but actually it also then has a plus. So it has another thing exactly the same size that if you need more power, you take that as well, and it just sits on top of it and automatically plugs into each other, and it just piggybacks on top. So if you're just away for a shorter period of time, you just take one. If you're away for longer, then you take both of them together. And I just think it's a brilliant piece of kit, and certainly,
that's smart.
Yeah,
smart. Yeah,
I was looking today, and it was just less than £300 for the main one, the main body with solar panels, and then it was only an extra £100 to double the size, basically, to have the plus, so the other unit that gives you the same amount of power again. And
what's stopping you?
I know.
What's stopping you?
I know. I've got sweats just talking about it.
Tim, if I can find a deal that makes it less than that, can we buy it? Like, I say we because I feel like, oh, that's exciting. Like, my internal, like, oh, what? Somebody's going to go buy something.
The only thing that's holding me back is because we're going to the show next week, and I'm desperate to see something new and shiny. Having said I don't chase new and shiny.
Yeah. And talking about, so I was camping last weekend.
With
my friends.
You've been out again, haven't you?
Yeah.
Did you take the swag this time?
Took the swag. It was a nice, simple, quick roll out. Took a low table that my burner fitted into. Didn't actually. There was a kind of rowdy pub on site. Like a barn that's a pub that they have music on a Friday, and I think the young farmers come down and sort of get a bit leery. We left before it got too leery, but they had a pizza oven, so I didn't actually cook anything. But sometimes that's just what was needed. It was it had been a heavy day at work, so but yeah, the swag. Just the more and more I use it, it's just the nicest night sleep that I have. It's just a really, really dense foam, and it's blackout, and I just have a really, really good night's sleep. So yeah, all that really worked. I've got, I think over the years I've updated things. So I put off my sleeping system for years, really. I didn't really spend any time with that. And just as I'd got other things, then, a few years ago, I updated my sleeping system. And I'm really happy with that as well. This year, I have bought a new sleeping bag. So I've had mummy sleeping bags, left zip, right zip, zip up the middle. And I've started to feel really constrained by them. Yeah, when I say left zip, so I'm right-handed, and I got a really good deal on a Force 10 down sleeping bag for like £100. This is about 10, 12 years ago. And when it came, it was a left-hand zip.
Oh.
Which sounds all right, but they don't really work when you're right-handed. It was forever getting stuck.
Yeah.
So my son's left-handed, gave it to him. Lily bought me another one, and it was a zip up the middle. But once again, that zip was quite high.
Was that just a body bag though?
It probably was, yeah. But it was really good, and that it had a range of down to sort of -6. But the only thing about it really was, one, felt a bit constrained again. I don't normally sleep on my back. I can do, but I don't normally. And the zip only came down to sort of like just below my navel. And as an older fella, trying to get my legs up and in was always really difficult. I was like, if this only went down another foot, that'd be easier. So yeah, this year I've invested in a Snow Peak square sleeping bag, and it's down, and it's brilliant. It's super, super warm. It zips all the way off so that you can use it as a blanket if you want to in the summer, of which I was doing the other night. It was brilliant. So yeah, there's nothing that I really want to update. I could go out and spend lots of money. I just thought that it's a really good opportunity to, speak to listeners and go, what are those things? Is it by newness of other things coming out, or is it driven by the fact that you have been let down by something, or it's getting older? I saw you were talking about your Fat Frog North Face tents.
Yeah.
The one before that was the Tadpole.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? The
I
blue
do.
one?
Yeah. It's very similar, but didn't have the porch on the front.
Doesn't have the porch. Had a little window. There's somebody selling one on Facebook sells at the minute in the UK for £52.41.
That's very precise.
It's very precise, but the window section, so it had just a 6-inch square window, has actually rotted off.
Oh,
The plastic of it has just gone and stuff. So there's a big hole in it. It's only in the bit of awning that there is. It's on the fly, where he's saying everything else is really good. And I was like, I'm tempted because it's a lovely shape. But
it is a lovely shape, and I love that big fat frog. It's such a beautiful tent. When you put it up, it just looks, it's like sculpted. It's a beautiful semi-geodesic tent. I absolutely love it, and I do get it, take it out at least once a year. It goes on an outing because it's just a great piece of kit to use. And there are better tents out there, and I've spoken before that, it does annoy me that you've got to pitch the inner first and then put the fly over. So you've always got to think about the weather. But it's, I've had to pitch it in the rain. It's still not let me down, really. Talking of upgrading your kit, if it lets you down or you want to change it over, even in that tent hasn't let me down. It's such a great tent, and I've loved it since the first day I bought it. I think it's just brilliant piece of kit.
Yeah, I think it'll be really nice to see at the show, and we'll take lots of pictures of the things that we can do. But this show is essentially about new gear for 2026. So it'll be really interesting to see some of the themes that are going on, what some of the, because everybody seems to do the same things, new colorways and whatever. But it'll be really interesting if there's some new kits going to hit down that we are allowed to talk about. And as I'm there with you this year, we can both sign NDAs if they want us to.
There'll be no secrets to be kept this year, which will be nice because I felt the burden of that. I did feel the burden of that. But no, I can't think of anything at the moment other than the power system that I really want to upgrade. I think, and I know you and I, we got loads of kit, and but I think I'm kind of happy with it. I'm really interested to see what's at the show. I'm not massively excited by new colorways, and there are certain brands that have got key products, and actually all they can kind of do is bring out a new color of it, and that's great because that keeps that going, and some of those new colors are really nice. But I'm really quite keen to see, where's the innovation? Where's the innovation of stuff moving forwards? Because that then might make me think, well, that innovation is significantly better than something I've already got, and then actually I want to upgrade. It's gonna make me think twice about it. But at the moment, I don't think anything's really let me down. I'm a pretty happy chap with all my stuff, to be honest.
Well, that's good. Apart from, the economy needs you, Tim, to spend some money. So I've upgraded a couple of things, like my sleeping bag this year. I've also upgraded my tent stove. So the Air Nomad Air. So it's got a separate pipe to bring air in from outside. I thought that was a really novel way of, and a real good safety feature. Didn't feel that the other way, and having a fire in my tent, I thought it vented really well. You do all of that, and that's pretty good. If you're having a fire in a tent, generally the fabric is quite breathable anyway. So there's always, but this in itself just takes that air straight into the back of the stove and then up and out through the flue pipe.
So it's a real closed system, isn't it? So
it really is. And I I'm really pleased with it. I used it when we went away 2 weeks ago, and I used it the first night. I took it down once it almost tipped over in the wind, not lit. But that's part of it. So yeah, I've upgraded a couple of things, and I think I will continually do that. That's how I kind of work. Right, what can I sell to get something new?
Yeah, I did. You're talking about the stove, the wood burning stove. So I bought my wood burning stove. It's a small Nomad, and I bought it when I bought the 3 meter bell tent, and it's great in that. And I bought it for that. I purposely didn't get the medium because it just would have been too hot. But then obviously I've since upgraded the bell tent to a 4 meter. I've now got a 3 meter and a 4 meter, and I have to say the small Nomad, it's just not quite enough to heat. It takes a lot longer to heat that 4 meter bell tent, and
Right.
and I wouldn't want to take the 4 meter bell tent winter camping with the small Nomad stove. I think you'd really struggle. It would never get you warm. In the 3 meter bell tent, you are toasty warm. I've been out in -5 and I'm toasty warm, but the 4 meter, I don't think it'd take the chill off and you could cook on it, but I don't think it's going to get you warm. You're not going to be sitting there with your coat off, like I was,
Yeah.
a couple of winters ago. So, so that's maybe something that I did think. You know what? We were sat in there. It was burning like mad. It was glowing like mad. But we were in the sleeping bag to also stay warm. And I think I had a hat on. So
Oh,
yeah.
so yeah, you might
Yeah.
be a two stoves Tim.
Oh, can you imagine? Can you imagine?
Oh.
Oh, yeah. No, that would be nice. That would be nice. So maybe there's the opportunity to think about another stove. I do also, and it's something I do need to get actually, is when you took your stove out, you'd got the locking plate, the face plate that went over the stove jack.
Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I haven't got one of those, and I thought, actually, if I needed to take this down, I would just have a hole in the tent. So I think I need to invest in a stove jack, in a face plate for the stove jack. So yeah, there are a couple of things then actually. There's see, this is what's good, is about talking about it, because to yourself you think, oh well, everything's good or everything's rubbish, but actually if you talk about it and you kind of work through it, you think actually there are a few things that I could probably spend some money on. Hey.
Yeah. You say that, Tim, and so I did. So I then originally, when I sold my other tent stove, knowing that I wanted to upgrade it and was going to go through all of that. When I sold the other one, I bought the flue for the next stove before I purchased it because it was slightly wider. And at the same time, I thought, oh, I better get that plate just in case. Now, I fitted that plate while in windy conditions 2 weekends ago, and it was a ball ache.
Yeah, that's why I didn't get it in the first place, because I thought once I've put this on, and it is a bit of a pain to put those things on, I don't really want to be unscrewing all of this and taking it all off to put a plate on. It would be good if the plate fit over the top and had another way of screwing on.
Yeah.
But,
so I have seen chimney flue caps.
Yeah.
So like a thing, but in the windy conditions, that'd have just been off down the hill.
Yeah, that'd have been gone.
Yeah. So yeah, there are some things there, but yeah, it didn't feel safe enough. And what it did tell me is tie down your bloody stove.
Yeah.
Tie down your stove. I'm going to do that next time.
Yeah, I've already put some guy lines into my stove bag, just for that reason, because it's it was wanging around like you wouldn't believe. Wanging. Shall we jump to a minute mindfulness and then come back and have another chat?
Welcome to the Casual Camping Minute Mindfulness. Let the sounds of nature take you back to the camping field.
Ah, calm and peaceful. Calm and peaceful.
Was that bacon, sausages, or wind?
This, that, or t'other bacon. No, so as we've said a couple of times in this episode, we are, next week's episode is going to be all about the outdoor trade show live from Liverpool, and we're super excited to be going to that. I'm really pleased you're coming. I have a slight issue in that I'm moving house probably next week, and we were expecting to move in another month's time, but outside of our control. I'm moving house next week, so I can only go if we have the house entirely packed up and ready before Wednesday morning.
What the hell are you podcasting for, Tim? Get off this now. We've got a show to go to.
I know. It's a little bit, gosh, we thought we had a month, and literally we found out today that it's actually not going to be a month. It's just going to be a few days' time. But so yeah, I will. I'm making this promise, not just to you, my brother. I'm making this promise to all the listeners out there. I will be at that show. We will get this house packed up. But I cannot get wasted, even though we're traveling on the train, because I've got to get up at crack of dawn the following morning and move house.
I mean, obviously, Tim's been wasted very recently.
Yes.
If we stay off the rum, Tim, can you have a couple of tinnies?
I can have a couple of beers. I can have a couple of beers. But cool. Can't do the rum. Can't do the rum. But
don't do the rum. No, don't do the rum.
I can't. Can we please just not ever let me do the rum again? Because
yeah. Oh, honestly, we thought it was funny, and it wasn't funny. It's like one of those things that backfire. It was like, oh no, you do get. We thought it was just a one-off, but
no.
Tim's inhibitions just go straight out the window. Right. Okay, let's do this.
It's spirits have never been a thing I should have ever touched. They always just take me to a place that's just not good. Beer, real ale, I can drink it all night, and I'm absolutely fine. It's
like a teddy bear.
Yeah, red wine.
And don't get me wrong, you were like a teddy bear, but you were also willful.
Yeah, I have vague memories of jumping over the fire. You've since sent me pictures of me on the floor. I don't remember that, but hey, it's all fun and games.
It's
allegedly
all fun and games,
or not.
Well, so yes, just standard things that we need to say. So we are on Facebook, we are on YouTube, we are on Instagram. We do have a rather chatty, thank you very much, those that interact with it, Facebook group. So please, if you want to join, we'd love to see pictures of what's happening. It inspires other people. We'd like to see that set up. So join that. And as a final shout out, I was going to say, if you have any topics that you'd like us to talk about, please send them in on postcard. Well, proverbial postcards. Yeah, let us know if there's something that you want to talk about, any topics that you think we've missed, anything that you want us to stop talking about.
Snow Peak.
No. Have we not got sponsors yet, Tim?
Oh, God. I was going to say on the back of that, because that's a great thing to say. I was thinking we might do a Q&A episode. Yeah. So if people want to hear a Q&A, we can set up some kind of medium where you can send questions in, and we'll just work our way through your questions. However random and bizarre those questions might be, we will answer them.
We will answer them. Yeah. You might get a shout out. You might not.
You might not.
Keep them clean. Not like underpants. Keep them clean.
I don't know. I'll answer anything. Give me the rum. Oh gosh. And on that, I better just say goodnight. I've got to go pack some boxes.
Go pack, Tim. Go pack like you never packed before.
Casual Camping Podcast accepts no liability and does not officially recommend any products or endorse any techniques discussed in an individual podcast episode or shown on Casual Camping Podcast social media accounts. Individuals should make their own informed decision and risk assessment of any products or advice prior to any purchase or use.